SBA loans are a great option for business acquisition, but they're not the only option out there to finance your deal. You've also got conventional loans, which are loans that don't have the SBA guarantee. Now, these loans can have a lower interest rate than SBA loans, but they tend to be reserved for borrowers with more experience and more liquidity. A lot of conventional loan options have a lower leverage than SBA loans. So with conventional lending options, you're probably looking at more 20 to 25% down, as opposed to SBA, you're probably looking at 10% down. Conventional loans often still require a PG. So if you're looking into that option because of the PG, just be aware there's a very strong likelihood if you pursue a conventional loan that you're still going to have to provide the personal guarantee. Another option, if you want to buy a business, is using a personal loan. These loans have some pros and cons. Pros are you can get funding a lot faster. You can get funding in a matter of weeks, which is faster than the SBA loan process. I think these can be a good option if you want to buy a business that is not eligible for SBA financing, but it's just important to understand if an SBA lender is turning down your deal, why that is. For example, maybe you want to buy a business that doesn't have strong historical cash flow. Either it was started recently or the first couple years of the business were slower, and maybe that's hard for an SBA lender to get behind because typically they're going to do a 3-year look back and they want to see strong cash flow to meet the DSCR requirements in that time. If you can get comfortable with that, if you're like, you know what, I am going to be a great operator for this business, I know that I can grow it, I'm confident in this being a good decision for me, and SBA is saying no, you could pursue a personal loan if it's at the right size. The personal lender I work with goes up to $400,000. Now, the benefit to you in this particular case is they're only going to look at your personal financials, your income, your debt to income ratio, your credit score, things like that. Typically, there's an unrestricted use of funds, meaning you can do whatever you want with the money. They're not going to look at the financials of the business. So that can be a great option for smaller size business acquisition deals. You can also, of course, use seller financing. Seller financing is very commonly used in combination with SBA financing, but it can also be used completely on its own, or it can be used in combination with cash or in combination with a personal loan. Now, with seller financing, you'll hear people talk about online getting 100% seller financing for a deal. Technically, that is possible, and I'm sure there are deals out there happening with 100% seller financing. But what you have to understand is, why is the seller willing to do this? You need to understand the answer to that question. I can say with my business that I sold, I would only do 100% seller financing in 2 situations. If I was selling to someone I really trusted, like a family member, someone who I wanted to give an advantage to, a leg up in this industry, because that's pretty big advantage, not having to put any money down. The second situation I would do 100% seller financing in is if I was just desperate to get rid of my business. If I did not want to be operating it anymore, I needed to get it off my hands as quickly as possible. So a seller could have a good reason for doing 100% seller financing, but I really encourage you to investigate what that reason is and understand what it is. I think it's more common that you see a smaller percentage of seller financing used in combination with these different loan products. Part of my job as a loan broker is to figure out which financing option is going to be the best fit for you. So I primarily focus on SBA loans, but I've also partnered with conventional lenders and personal lenders. So I've got a number of loan products that I work with. So if you've got a business that you're interested in getting financing for, check out my show notes to see how you can get in touch with me to discuss the deal.